Hello? Oh, excellent.
That's the mic.
Yes, it is. Well, I see that there's a few people coming in, so we'll let them get seated.
How you doing? Yeah?
Fantastic. Oh, that's good.
Good to see you, Ginny. Come on in. The atmosphere is fine. It's filled with love. The seats you sit on, the lights, the people. All right, Dee.
Okay. Well, good morning and welcome. And we're so glad that you are here with us, whether you're here in physical form right now or live stream. Just want to give a shout out to those that are in the live stream land, whether you're watching now or at a later time that's convenient for you. It is just exciting to see you. Some of you I see all the time, and others of you I don't see as often. So it's always a gift and a blessing when I get a chance to see you. I am Reverend Divine. This is Reverend Liz, and we are your co-ministers here at Unity of Fort Collins. I just want to say...
They can't hear you in the back.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Your mic might not be fully on.
Oh, it's
Can
on.
you hear me now?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you, Reverend Julie, for letting us know. Okay. All right. So I just want to welcome you, knowing that no matter where you are on your path, whether this is a brand new time for you, where you're just discovering and tuning into your spiritual nature, or you've been on this path for a really long time, this is a place that you are safe and welcome to discover nuances of yourself as you evolve. We all are evolving on different levels, different pages in our journey, and the beautiful thing is that that's our divine purpose, is to continue to grow, to continue to question and discover, and to be excited about different facets of ourself and how we're connected to divine source. So I'm grateful that you're here to walk that path collectively as a community. I want to just read out loud our vision statement so that you know what the vision is here. Unity of Fort Collins is centered in love, inspired by spirit. We awaken, connect, and thrive. I want to take a moment to welcome our younger people. We have a youth and family ministry with youngsters learning this teaching. And there's nothing more exciting to me than to know that children have an opportunity to know how magnificent they are at an early age. And they don't have to then rediscover it when they're older. So, do we have some youngsters?
Don't think we have any youngsters yet. They might be coming in a little late.
Well, let's just take a
Let's
moment.
just send love to the youth.
Love to them, knowing
Send
that they're on their
love,
own
love, love.
lesson,
Love,
and that's
love,
so
love.
exciting.
Yes.
Yay. And so I want to start out with some announcements. The first announcement is that Wednesday, September 1st, right here, 7 o'clock, is movie night. And the movie being shown is 7 Years in Tibet. So again, it's September 1st, 7 o'clock. Be right here, and we can collectively as community enjoy a great movie.
And entered in with the love that we sent back to the youth.
Oh,
We
here
have
they
a little one.
are.
So let's give a
We're
little
sending you
wave.
love
Hi.
and appreciation for who you are. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. What's her name?
Hi,
Olivia.
Olivia.
Hi, Olivia. Thanks for coming. Have fun. And thank you, Jan, and thank you, Stacy.
All right.
So cool. Yeah, they felt the love. They had to come
Come out.
and be with us. So thank you, Divine, for the announcement on the movie, and thank you, Lil and Gerald, for putting that together the first Wednesday of every month. The second Wednesday of, no, the fourth. It's coming up as the fourth Wednesday. You know, the calendar, it's so confusing. It has all these days on it. But I believe it's the fourth Wednesday coming up this week, and you have.
That's right. Thank you. Grief and Loss at 6 o'clock here. It is a support group. It doesn't have to do with those that are passing. It's just different stages in life that you're experiencing some grief. So it's a support drop-in basis. We keep things as confidential as we possibly can so that it's a safe, nurturing place to be. So if that works for you and it calls to you, please join me at 6.
Thank you, Reverend Divine. So that is, you might take notes. The second and fourth Wednesday of the month is Grief and Loss here. We've been doing meditation on the first and third Wednesdays, and we've been coming here to do the meditation with anyone who'd like to attend. But we're not finding any attendance. So, and we've been doing it online at the same time. So, because it doesn't seem like that's really, I can do meditation at home. So it'll still be on Facebook Live at 6 o'clock on the first and the third Wednesdays of the month. So that's happening. So you can always tune into that meditation. And if you're not available at 6 p.m. on Wednesday night on the first and third, you can go back and watch it. It is on the Unity of Fort Collins Facebook page. There's the Facebook page, the YouTube, there's the website, there's all these places you can go and play. But we like being live as much as possible. Speaking of live, today we're having a live event.
Yes, we are.
And you were invited.
Yes.
So we are having a picnic. If you haven't noticed out back, there is a canopy with tables and tablecloths, and we have some beverages. And perhaps you brought your lunch, picnic lunch. We wanted to keep it safe. So that's how we're not making potlucks for this event this year. So if you brought a lunch, didn't bring a lunch, it's a time to connect, have a beverage, and just join in the outdoors. And those people that helped set up, can you just give a little wave so we can wave back to you? Okay, let's give them some love.
It continues to take a village to make these things happen.
Right,
So thank you.
Gerald, I know, and Lil and Robert for sure were here setting up things, and I came in and went, oh, wow, because this is our first annual picnic. We've never seen such an event in the backyard, so it's a treat for us as well. I think that's it for the announcements that I'm aware of. Anyone here for this second time? Okay, hi, welcome back. Glad you're here and joining us again. Anyone here for the very first time? How about the first time in 2021? I think there's a couple folks that are back after 18 months or whatever it's been. So I'm happy that you're being present with us today, and our hearts hold you, and we're happy that you're present. So I think that's it for announcements. If you have any questions, you can always check in with the office. Our amazing office administrator, Julie. Let's give her some love. She runs things like you wouldn't believe. She's on top of things and under things and before things and after things. She just got it all going on. She's the hub. So Monday through Thursday, she is here in, 9 to 12. And you can contact her for any questions, things you need. We do have a prayer request box outside that if you have a prayer revealment, something that's in your heart that you would like to give thanks for, or something that you would like to experience differently, please do that, because we honor prayer. Prayer is very important, and we know that it changes things when we do it collectively. So speaking of prayer, I'm going to invite Reverend Divine to open our service in prayer.
So let's take a moment, right where you are. If you're comfortable with your eyes closed, please do so. Just to take a breath, to breathe in, breathing in all that is good and very good in your world, and exhaling anything that you need to let go of, anything that doesn't serve you, anything that you needed to let go of, to be present right here and now collectively with all of us. And knowing that as we breathe in and exhale, that is the life force. That is the life force that each and every one of us has. And that is that universal source energy that is in fact breathing us. We don't even think about our breath. It's just an automatic flow. So I'm knowing that today, right here, right now, that between the music, which will open our hearts and inspire us, the message, and then our community time afterwards for the picnic or the potluck is something that fills you, nurtures you, and gives you joy. And that perhaps something will come up for you that you hadn't even thought, that you be open, that you be available to just let that wash over you, knowing that it is part of the vibrational energy that we all pull together to keep us raised up and praised up. So I just call this time sacred and good and very good, and let it be exactly as it is. And if you feel called to, anchor it with me by saying, and so it is. And now we'll read the unity blessing together. If you have the little sheet or you know it by heart, reading it together out loud just raises up again the energy. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world.
And so we do.
All right.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Elle. Looking over what today is about, I selected a song I wrote many years ago. It's called You Are a Part of Me. And thank you, Gerald, as always. You are a part of me, as I am a part of you. The life that flows through me is the life that flows through you. No ending or beginning, forever throughout time. Like a river, love flows through us and nourishes the dreams of all mankind. You are a part of me, as I am a part of you. You're in the heart of me, as I know I am in you. I'll always hold a memory of what you mean to me. I'll think of you with kindness, knowing what I give is what comes back to me. From dust we all are taken, to dust we shall return. The love we share upon the earth, it's why we're here, it's what we're here to learn. Love is what we're here to learn, and you are a part of me, as I am a part of you. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Dale Pettigrew and very happy to be a part of this community. As Divine taught me this morning, I am sparkalicious today. So our word for the day is faith. I build my life on a firm bedrock of faith. The power to shape my destiny lies within me through the power of my faith. If I catch myself believing disempowering things about myself, I stop, reevaluate my beliefs, and proceed on a new, surer path. My belief in an unlimited future begins with how I see myself. I call upon my divine faculties of imagination, strength, and zeal to see myself achieving everything I set out to do, and be endowed with the perseverance and enthusiasm to make it happen. A solid foundation of faith, knowing of my innate divinity, is my guiding light, my touchstone. I believe in myself, and my belief in my oneness with Divine Mind is unwavering.
I have personally just experienced an angel falling kind of in my mind from heaven. His name is Robert. Al couldn't be here today, and I have a song that I would love to invite you guys to sing along to. It's pretty simple. There were words out there. If you want one, Julie, if you want to hold your hand up, Julie is happy to bring you a copy.
I want to warn you, when you get this copy and you're looking at this copy, in the United States we read from left to right. Only on this copy, read from left all the way over to the right, then come all the way back over to the left, and then go all the way
Yeah,
down.
I was trying to figure out a good way to get 2 per sheet, so that's my solution. Anyway, this is a song by Karen Drucker, who writes a lot of wonderful songs.
You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hand, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am
spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hand, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Robert.
Wait, yes, there I am. Who knew, Robert? Gosh, what a blessing to the world, right? Let's give some love up to that song and to have Robert join in, and the harmonies were beautiful. And behind the mask, I know you were all singing, and I could just hear the truth being sung. So thank you for participating, and yes, I love, love, love Miss Karen Drucker. All right, get my pieces and parts over here. Who do you think you are? Ooh, was there tone in that? How many of you have ever heard that phrase said like that? Who do you think you are? Mm-hmm. Was that a question that we were given, perhaps by a parent? You know, I recall hearing, who do you think you are? It was not a question, but it sounds like a question, but it's the tone of voice. And whenever I heard, who do you think you are? It was, I'm in trouble, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Like, I don't want to tell you who I think I am because I'll be in more trouble, right? So it was always a sign that I did not live up to somebody's expectations. They're wanting me to be a certain way. It was putting me back into my place. Who do I think I am? Well, today I'm going to phrase that same question with sincerity. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Whole different, same words. Who do you think you are? And to contemplate that from that actual question. Now you may be wondering, why are we going to ask that question today? Anyone? You know, when somebody asks me, who do I think I am? Well, I'm a minister, a friend, I'm a lover. You could say I'm a mom, I'm a dad, I'm a student, I'm a musician, I'm a writer. Whatever it is, you can claim and have some sort of an identity with the I am. Now, we have been studying this month A Certain Power or Spiritual Ability by Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. And what is it that we're studying in August? You can call it out. I'm listening to the people online too. Power, yes. So we've been speaking about power. We're on the 4th Sunday. And the first Sunday of the month of August spoke about the power of your... I hear no response, and that's okay. It's 4 weeks ago. But it was the power of the Word. And you can always go back if you want to listen to any of these because they are on the website and also on the YouTube and Facebook. So the power of the Word is very important because the Word is everything. And we went in depth into that, and that prayer is that form of expression that gets us connected to the Word. The second week, we looked at an aspect, one of the 3 aspects that Reverend Linda Martella-Whitsett speaks of in her book, Divine Audacity, which is a great book, read. But Reverend Divine spoke on the aspect of power called self-mastery, and she tied in beautifully the Olympics and what that means to be in self-mastery. And it's not just the performance, but it's what's going on in our inner world. So that was a beautiful talk. And then last week, we talked about the aspect of power known as concentration. You weren't concentrating enough. Go back and listen to it. So today, we're going to speak about the aspect called spiritual authority. A spiritual authority, and what power that means. Now, the definition we'll start with of authority. Authority means the power or right to give orders, make decisions, demand obedience. It's also, authority is the power to influence or command thought, opinion, or behaviors. Now, who was your first authority figure? Mom, dad, yes, parents. You know, authority figures, we kind of go, We've all had experiences of authority figures. So we started off with our parents or whoever raised us. Then we graduated to having authority figures known as teachers. Yes, teachers are authority figures. And principals. Then pretty much all adults were the figures of authority until we got to the teens, and it was like, rebellious. I know I was. Then we had the authority figure called, it starts with a B, bosses. You got bosses, right? They're your authority figure. Police officers, who's another authority figure? They're the authority. It's also those that are perhaps people of a PhD, a minister, someone who has gone through a lot of schooling, then becomes an authority on a certain subject. So my experience with authority figures, they're here to give us direction. I just heard this thing by Wayne Dyer yesterday, actually, and he was talking about he has raised 8 kids, and he said, his philosophy, because he had 8 different theories about how to raise a child, it's now guide and step aside. I just thought that was really cool by his ideas. So authority figures we often end up being injured by, whether they may be well-meaning or they may have been in a very bad mood or having a bad day and they take it out. And anyway, we end up with disappointment, hurt, and woundedness from authority figures. And I can speak of that directly on, I was traveling in Cleveland on an evening. I was going to meet some friends at the bar, and this was when I was 22 years old. And I took a different route because I was going to try to find a friend who lived in Cleveland. And it's probably about midnight, and I turned down this road, and there's flashing lights that I see coming from afar. And so I pull over, figuring it's going to find whatever it is going on. And they pulled behind me. And I rolled down the window, and of course I'm looking to get my ID out and such. And I'm like, hello, officer, and what is, and I'm looking for it, and he goes, get out of the car. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? And I'm still looking to get out of the car. Well, because I've been stopped before, and before I was able to have a conversation with the police officer and to find out what it was I had even done wrong. And if I don't have my ID, I could at least tell them my social security number. They can find me, right? Get out of the car. Well, because I didn't get out of the car door opens and grabs my arm and pulls me out And at this moment, I am in pure panic. At this moment, I'm thinking there are stories about people that are imitating police officers. I didn't see any badge on him. All I know is there was flashing lights, and I was being pulled over. And I was scared for my life. All of a sudden, I'm like this over the hood with the handcuffs on me, and I was like, and I yelled out, my social security number is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then they start pulling me and trying to get me over to their car. And I'm like, are you going to kill me just to get you in me in your car? If we have to. I was like, oh my God. So they throw me in the back of the car. I'm sitting there, heart's beating a million miles a minute. I'm frightened out of my mind and don't know what's going to happen. I mean, they're now going through my car. I don't believe these people are police officers. I still don't know what's going on. They drove me to a police station. When we got there and got out of the car, and it was actually a police station, I said, I am so grateful to be here, because that's how I did not see that this was even a real thing. Took me in, I blew in the breathalyzer thing, 000. I had some diet pills. They had to investigate that. Anyway, I got to spend a night in jail, and this was a whole thing. And we fought them and this and that, and I won't go into more of the story because you'll be here all day. And what happened was that I met up with, they were known as the super cops. They were known as Batman and Robin. And my word against their word would have been just whatever it was. I was resisting arrest, and I had drugs and whatever, and it was reduced to, and we fought them, and it was just becoming ridiculous how much money my dad was spending. So it got finished with an apology and some other little thing, and what I knew was that I was dealing with now an aspect of seeing police officers in a very negative light. And because I had this teaching about what you fear, what you think about is what you bring about. I did not want to invite another experience with police officers in this way. So I exercised what is known as spiritual authority, because I can't change the outer world, but I can change my inner world. There's an authority out here, but the real authority is the one inside me. So I decided I would start to see police officers as peace officers. And I used that in their peace officers, peace officers, peace officers, peace officers, peace officers. They're all peace officers. I needed to switch and take control of my thinking so that I would not recreate or have a negative thing, because my energy would draw something to that effect if I saw them in a different way. So I changed my thinking, and I changed my experience. They are peace officers, period. Yes, I did have an experience. It has helped me learn some things, and I won't go into all of those. But it's the power that we have been gifted with and how we use it. We can use it in a negative way, egocentric way, or we can realize the true power is the power within. The definition of power from Power Up Your Life is power is the power to claim mastery. I can read my writing. Command authority of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, and express prerogatives and preferences. The one I want to emphasize is to command authority of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Jesus, the great way shower, when he had temptations in the desert, as the story says, temptations in the devil are only thoughts that take us off the truth. It's trying to lead me astray. And he used his spiritual authority. He commanded by claiming the truth, and those thoughts dissipated. He is the greatest teacher of what spiritual authority is. And I just mentioned change your thinking, change your experience. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind teachings, has the saying that if I was in a Center for Spiritual Living, I'd say change your thinking, and they would say change your life. It was change your life, because it was all in our perception. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the founders of Unity, co-founders, they have a quote about it's all in your thinking, your consciousness. They have what is called the Fillmore Challenge. The Fillmore Challenge was never make an assertion, no matter how true it may look on the surface, that you do not want to see manifest in your life. Now think about this phrase. It makes you pay attention, be mindful of what you are saying. The power is actually located at the base of the throat. And it's through the power of our speech we command things to be in manifestation. So when you say, I'm so tired, I'm so broke, you're actually giving that energy to be more of. To be mindful, no matter how true it looks on the surface. And can you learn how to say something without saying the I am so whatever? Because it will manifest in your life. The biggest thought and place of spiritual authority lies in how we identify yourselves. Who do you think you are? Everything in your life is an experience and expression of your identity. How do you identify? If I identify as a mom, I'm going to think mom thoughts. I'm going to come from a mom perspective. I'm going to act from a mom. If I'm a teacher, I will have a different mindset. Well, we can have all these variety of identities that are running our lives and showing up. But the one, and they're all changeable. You can be a teacher one day, a mother another day, but there is one identity that is your true identity. And it's one that we often don't really, we might think about it, but we don't go there. It's the divine identity that each and every one of us is, dare I say it, God. We're God beings, and we shy away. I'm not a God being. We are God beings. Jesus the Master said, know ye not that ye are gods? We're creating all the time by manner of our thoughts. We're expressions. Each of us is a unique, individualized expression of the divine, of God. But do we see ourselves that way? Do we see each other that way? Do we come from the consciousness of God? What is God thinking? How would God act and think and dress and be? Think about that. Now, here's the thing with the divine identity. It's going to rely upon how you see God. Because you might see God as a guy in the sky who's there to judge. What do you see God to be? God is going to be whatever you decide it is. And if you have a negative connotation of God, then create a new connotation, because your God, L, may be different than my God. The exercise that we gave in the class, How to Pray Without Talking to God, was to identify, and my homework to you would be, identify what God is. What is God of your understanding? Or, even more so, what is your ideal picture of God? Because maybe your understanding of God perhaps could be evolved and changed and looked at. You get to create. God is what? For me, my experience when I really searched it out in my own soul was reading the Bible for the very first time and thinking, what if this was true? And the thing that caught me was, God, somebody gave their life for me. They would actually give their life up for me. A lot of it that didn't really catch me, but that went right to my heart. Unconditional love. I was high. I wasn't smoking anything either at that time. I had a new, because unconditional love I had only experienced one other time in my life, and that was with a woman. When I was 17, I fell in love with Marcia. And Marcia and I had this really sweet, innocent love. And things didn't work out because I had a lot of inner pressure about what's right and what's wrong and this and that. We're still friends to this day and got to see her a few years ago, and we still have contact. I mean, that's a lot of years have gone by. But anyway, unconditional love at age 17 and then again at 19. So me, what I know is God is unconditional love. Now, am I willing to say, whatever God is, I am? You write up a list. Start at the top. God is. God is love, perhaps. God is joy. God is connection. God is peace. God is truth. Whatever God is, make that list. And then start to embody it by saying, God is love. I am love. Whatever God is, it's who you are. We need to not just think about it. In our principles at Unity, the first principle is God, the divine spirit, is all there is. It's in that which is seen and unseen. There's no spot where God is not, where the divine is not. And number 2 principle is we're all expressions of the divine. Because if it's everything, it's me and it's you. I aspire to embody, not just know it here. You can know the principles, but do you know them? Do they know you? Are you living from the consciousness and experience that I'm God? And so is Dale, and so is Nina and Scott. We're God beings. And this excuse that I'm a human being really isn't the truth of us. We are God beings. There's an identity crisis in our world. That's the only crisis we have. If we all knew who we were, if I knew that you are the divine, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your brother, your sister, your mother, they're God. Do you treat them as that? Do you treat yourself in that way? Do you say negative things about yourself? Well, you're saying negative things about the divine. We need to get off that wave that we have been so influenced by our world because we are in the world, but we are not of it. We are on another dimension, and we are dimensionless beings in truth. I aspire to be the embodiment of love and to come from love. Jesus, the great way shower, he had spiritual authority, did he not? He would walk into a room, not speak a word. Somebody would touch his cloak and they would be healed. Why? Because he knew his spiritual, he knew who he was, the divine, and every person he looked at, he saw the divine in them. How many people did Jesus heal? 0. He didn't heal anyone. He never saw their imperfections, their illnesses. He saw them in their wholeness. He saw them in their true nature. And because he could see that, it reflected. And we can do that for each other. That's what Divine and I are committed to doing, to honoring and seeing and being the divine love that we are. And do we veer off that path? You'll veer off the path all the time. But coming back is the important part, to come back to the truth and to know that the truth sets us free. I am God. And you are God too. Are you willing to even entertain that that is the truth? And what would your life look like if you got that? How would you be with yourself and others? We'd have a world that works, that is loving and kind and tender and compassionate. We wouldn't have the inner turmoil that we have in our own, we have wars in our heads. Anything that's going on out in the world is a reflection of what we've got going on here. The crisis, as I said, is our divine identity. So who do you think you are? I am God in expression. I'm a God being. And so is Lil, and so is Gerald, and so is Robert. Every one of us. We're God beings. You're not over and above. We're equal. That's why we shy away. We have fear because it has this connotation that we're going to have power over something. It's the power over ourselves. I just need to take care of this being and keep her in check and to know who I am. And when I ask you, who do you think you are? I take out the word think. Put in the word know. Who do you know you are? Who do you know you are? And to know it, and to know that you know. We are powerful beings without measure. We're here to remember that the truth of our beings and set ourselves free, and to be the spiritual authority, because we come from the true nature. We are the divine in expression. And Charles Fillmore also has this statement. He said, we are all, in our personality, wearing the mask that conceals the real, the divine I am. I am what I am. I am God. And so are you. Try it on. Don't just try it on. Become it. Let the other stuff fade away. You may have heard the story about Buddha. This will be my closing. That there was these Buddhist monks, and the big rainstorms were coming, and they had this big clay, monstrous Buddha, and they were going to need to put it under cover, and they covered it up because the monsoons were coming, and it was going to drench it, and they were fearful of its demise through that rain. And at nighttime, one of the monks got concerned because it was pouring, and he went out with his flashlight, and he peeked through the cover, the tarp, and something was shining, and he wasn't sure what that was. And he looked a little bit more, and some water had gotten in, and there was now a crack in the plaster or whatever it was overseeing it, this clay. And he called his other monks out, and they got a couple chisels out, and they looked. It was a golden Buddha. It was the golden Buddha. It had been covered up because of all the different wars and such, and they wanted to protect it. Each one of us is the golden Buddha underneath all the clay. Reminds me of Michelangelo as well. You know, the statue of David. He chipped away everything that wasn't David. Let's chip away and find who we really are and take our power back. Power of our thinking, power of our lives. We are the spiritual authority. Let's use that power for good. I'm going to invite you to go within, as I'm going to share a reading in our prayer. And this is a prayer that I speak, and I speak it for myself and for each one of us here. I am an expression of unlimited spirit. Sometimes I identify so closely with my day-to-day life that I lose sight of my divine nature. Today, I remember and reclaim who I am. I am limitless spirit expressing uniquely at the point of me. I boldly affirm, I am not my body. I am the one who lives in my body. I am not my emotions. I am the one who feels my feelings. I am not my thoughts. I am the thinker of my thoughts. Beyond and behind the physical, emotional, and mental activity is the real me. Indwelling spirit is unlimited, infinite, and boundless. That is who I am. I live in perfect harmony with my divine identity. I speak the mindful expression of my I am with affirming, empowering words. I am whole. I am peaceful. I am peace. I am loving and I am love. I am prosperous. I am abundance. I am blessed. I am a blessing. I am grateful to know who I am. And so I am. And so it is. Knowing who we are a blessing to the world. As the song Karen Drucker, we are the hands, we are the voice, we are the spirit of that one life on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. Thank you for blessing me with your presence and with your divine nature. The divine in me sees, honors, and blesses the divine in you. Namaste.
Hello. I'm crying. And I am blessed. And I am love. And I'm going to play a song that you might know, and you're welcome to sing along. I really love it when people put their energy into that. It's by the Bellamy Brothers. It's called Let Your Love Flow. Dancing is courage. There's a reason for the sunshiny sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling have you deep inside and send you reeling. Oh, your love can't hide and then go stealing to the moon and night with your lover.
to Love Fly. All right. Or Flow, whichever you prefer. Now is the time that we read and share the prosperity blessing. If you know it, please say it out loud, and it is written so that you can feel free to say that out loud with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Normally this would be a time that we'd be passing baskets. We are not due to safety, but we have baskets in the front, this side, and by the side door, so you know where they are. And also, if you would join me now as well in the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God unfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you.
Please join us to sing our peace song. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our creator, family on our way, as we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. Yeah, with every step I take, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. All right. We're going to have a picnic.
All right. And thanks. Let's give Elle and Gerald and include Robert with a little bit more love. Just so you know, Olivia came out when we were doing the prosperity blessing, and she put this heart that she made. It's part of her tithing. They're teaching the kids about tithing, and we have a bulletin board out there, so that's the way they can participate in making sure that they are giving some sort of love to the church. And I think that's beautiful. So we're closing up now, and to all of our live streamers and to anyone who joins us via this video, we want to say thank you for your presence. And we know who you are. We can't see you perhaps, but we know that you are the divine as much as everyone else is. And thank you for joining us. So we're just going to do a short little benediction. If you just care to take a breath and let it go. And if you care to just hear these words, or you may repeat them after me, it's up to you. You are the spiritual authority, of course. And so I am so happy and grateful
I'm so happy and grateful
to know the truth,
to know the truth,
that I know who I am.
that I know who I am.
I don't just think it.
Don't just think it.
I know it because I am it.
I know it because I am it.
I am the divine one,
I am the divine one.
and so is everyone else.
And so is everyone else.
I'm embodying this truth now
I'm embodying this truth now
and on all the days to come.
and on all the days to come.
I'm a spiritual authority,
I'm a spiritual authority,
knowing who I am.
knowing who I am.
I think God thoughts
I think God thoughts
and act with God's energy.
and act with God's energy.
This is who I am.
This is who I am.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I am it.
I am.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Yippee-doo.
Yippee-doo.
Yippee-done.
Yippee done.
We're one.
We are one.
And it is fun.
And it is fun.
Have a blessed day. Ta-dum. All right, kids. Until next time, we'll go outside and enjoy each other's company. And to everyone else, blessed. Blessings, blessings. See you next week. All righty.